Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I currently live in the Pacific Northwest, which is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish tribes. And today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to sort of start a different type of show, and that is a coffee chat. So I'm a ceramic artist, so I own a lot of really nice things to drink coffee out of. And I also love having my morning cup of coffee. So I wanted to introduce you all to an artist and then go into like my chatty time. And today that is going to be talking about my 2019 financial goals. So first of all, this cup is an oldie but goodie. And it was made by an artist named Tancred, who's also a long old good friend of mine. And this was made when we were doing a residency together in Florida. This was one of her exit show pieces. So it's a good one. It holds a lot of coffee and just really nice line work, color blocking. So let's get into the coffee chat. So before I talk about my 2019 goals, I wanted to talk about, my financial freedom why and my 2018, hey bud, old friend, my 2018 accomplishments. So I've got some notes over here on my laptop, so you'll see me looking over there. Yeah, this is my first time kind of trying to sum up my financial freedom why, and actually I'm just sort of new to this term financial freedom, but yeah, I lived a lot of my life as kind of a nomadic artist, despite not having a sort of like major financial like support from someone else, or not having that kind of stuff. I was able to do a good amount of like hustling, and I've done a lot of like working for free or traveling for work that didn't pay very much. So I am proud of that, but right now I have a pretty good job. And so my first financial freedom why is I want to be able to use the abundance that I have access to currently wisely. Number two is to be stable and secure. So I think as artists, a lot of us, despite having very different temperaments and maybe having more or less risk tolerance, we sort of struggle between this like need for freedom and this need for stability or security, and that can sometimes be to our detriment. We have to take a lot of risks, I think, to be working artists. But right now, stability and security is really important to me, and I'm sort of just into building that up as a way to like improve and sort of buffer my mental health. So yeah. My number three financial freedom why is to take good care of myself and Junior and Violet. Junior and Violet are my cats and my, very favorite beings in the world. And of course they rely on me to take care of them and stay healthy. And as you guys have seen from my budget reports, they've been having some problems lately, like nothing too serious, hopefully, but I will continue to have a lot of vet bills. And that is fine with me. That's part of the reason that I want, to be financially stable and secure, and it's so I can take care of them and myself. Next, my fourth financial freedom why is freedom to do what I want, when I want, as opposed to being stuck in a situation because I can't afford to leave. Now, I've always been pretty comfortable with like bouncing when I need to, but I have also definitely been in the position where I am sort of reliant on someone or something or a job because I don't have another choice. And so, right now I'm building my fully funded emergency fund, and a lot of that reason is because like to sort of feel good in the world, I need to have choice. And so even though I have a great job, and actually have a few really great jobs, I just want that freedom fund, full, so that I can, maybe start to take some more risks for my art and sort of get back into that in that cycle of freedom and security, sort of get back into that freedom side of things, maybe at least have the choice to be able to. Okay, and then my fifth financial freedom why is to be able to reallocate my capital to others whose work I support and admire and who do a lot of emotional and physical labor, usually for free, from which I benefit. So that means that that's like influencers, creators, people who are doing work that is important to me, people that are doing art, people that are doing a lot of this financial literacy work, like Miss Be Helpful on YouTube, people who are doing fat positive health work and artwork and visibility stuff, people who are working on, making sure that like queer and trans people are visible and, working on human rights. So all of that stuff, I want to be able to reallocate a lot of the social capital and financial capital that I have through like privilege of my own to those areas. And of course, also to help folks that might be less fortunate than me. So doing a little bit of all those types of giving. Okay, so now I want to talk about my 2018 accomplishments. And I've been kind of tracking my accomplishments for a couple of years now. They're just financial. That's all I'm going to talk about in this video. So yeah, let's see. This year, I identified 10 accomplishments. And you might, agree or disagree. Let me know down below what you think. But these are kind of like my accomplishments or my milestones this year. So, number 1, 2018 accomplishment. I got my credit score up to 750. And this might be a story for another coffee chat time. Oh yeah, coffee. But a while back, I actually had some medical bills because I had my appendix taken out while I didn't have health insurance. And that kind of messed me up for a little while. And I think my basically like 10 years after that, when that stuff dropped off of my credit report, that sort of reawakened my interest in like taking control of my money and was maybe like the seed of this financial literacy stuff. So, I didn't have a very good credit score for a while. So getting that up to 750 was awesome. Number 2 was saving. Well, I need to get to the end of the month before I know if I've done it, but my goal was to save $5,000 in my emergency fund. I will be close, but I don't know if I will quite make it. I will update you guys on that. I paid off $3,600 to my parents in this year, and I have a plan to pay off the rest of what I owe them because they helped me move across the country for this really great job that I wouldn't have been able to take otherwise. So yeah, I'm trying to get them paid back because they're retired now. I know they don't have a lot to spare. So yeah, paid off $3,600 to them, and I have a plan in place to pay them back the rest of it in 2019 by just raising that monthly amount that I pay them. Let's see. I have a total of 33 qualifying payments for public service loan forgiveness, and that is about basically 3 years. So in public service loan forgiveness, if you don't know this, every year you have to recertify your income, and during that month you lose a month of payments. They skip a month for you, and you're not penalized or anything, but you lose that month. So really, when they say it takes 10 years of on-time payments, that's 120 payments, and it's actually almost 11 years because you'll only make 11. Best case scenario, you make 11 payments every year. And for anyone who's doing public service loan forgiveness, make sure that you are recertifying your income every year, and what you have to do, and that you're recertifying your employment. They will not require you to do this, but I think it's just the safest way. And then you can see that number go up every year it should go up by 11. Okay. I started a Roth IRA, and I've contributed $2,175 to it. And I'm hoping in January to be able to up that to the max. And just so you guys know, Roth IRA limits are going up this year from $5,500 per person, single person making under a certain amount, which I'm sure if you're watching this, you qualify for a Roth IRA. But that limit is going up from $5,500 to $6,000. That's $500 a month. And if you, if you're thinking of starting one, that's the limit. Of course, putting anything in is better than putting nothing in to any type of retirement fund. So, you know, if you don't already have one, put it on the list for 2019. But yeah, 2019 IRAs limits are going up to $6,000. So number 7 is I got my Xmas flight and my I go to a ceramics conference every year, and I got both flights for free using credit card points because during the year I churned credit cards. So I opened, not very many, and maybe I shouldn't use the term churning, but I did open some new credit cards to get the, they were both good reward cards, and I'll continue to use them to get the rewards, but I got these sign-on bonuses, which allowed me to get 2 flights that I pay for every year without fail for free. So yeah, that was number 7 accomplishment. And moving on, number 8. I guess through getting those credit cards, which I pay off every month. I use them for the rewards, but I pay them off every month, and my credit score went up. So yeah, I guess that's kind of included in number 1, but anyway. Number 9, I've been a real big dork about taking advantage of free money opportunities. So like I got a $25 Amazon gift card through doing a, online survey for my work health insurance. And yeah, I'll take that. I opened a bank account with Chase to get a $300 sort of sign-on bonus type of thing. Like, I could go on and on, but it's funny how when you're looking at everything and thinking about it, like these little opportunities that don't take a lot of effort, and I always make sure that they're kind of easy to like bow out of, or that I'm not going to do something that's going to get me like having to pay fees or something later. But when you're like looking at everything and these little opportunities come up, you're like, yeah, I'll do that. And that's just more, money, more savings in your pocket, more money in that IRA, or more money towards your debt. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And number 10 was, I did have to kind of cash flow / I had these things hanging out on one of these new credit cards that had no interest for this artist residency that I did. My computer died, and then I also had to get a car repair. So I was sort of, you guys saw my first budget report, I was sort of figuring out how to work that out, and I got that all taken care of, paid for. I think I paid like $10 in interest, but I think at the end of the day it was worth it. But yeah, I will try not to do that again, as you'll see in my goals. Yeah, so those are all of my accomplishments from 2018. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee and talk about my goals. All right. So my goals for 2019, I identified 12, so we'll see. 1, get my credit score to 775. I don't know if that's going to be like really easy or difficult. So anyway, it just seems like a good goal. Just get it up there. Number 2, save $10,000 by June. So that means basically saving all of my adjunct money. And I could actually maybe do it sooner or save more by then, but we will see. 3 is pay off my parents the rest of the way for what I owe them for helping me move out here. 4 is, it's not really a goal, but I guess I will do it anyway, but as long as I'm working at my current job, continue contributing to my retirement through them. That is a plan for a pension, and so it's fixed. I can't retire. I can't contribute more or less. Yeah. Number 6 is to max my Roth IRA. So it's $500 a month for a total of $6,000 this year. Number 7 is to consider turning cards for next year's flights for Xmas and my conference. And that is, of course, only if that makes sense, if they, will be sort of worth it and won't kind of complicate my life too much. So, yeah, that's the plan. Number 8 is get a housemate to split rent with, and that's actually more of a goal because I'd like to do that by the end of this year. But yeah, to have a housemate most of the time to split rent with. I'm really enjoying living alone, but it makes a lot of sense to, to not spend so much of my living situation when I have an extra room that I can rent. Okay. Number 9 is to consistently fund/fill my sinking funds. So that's one thing that having a housemate would help with a lot. So I really do struggle because, especially with my cats kind of having some stuff going on with them and needing to take them to the vet, I feel like I'm always, maxing that sinking fund before there's ever anything in it. So I know that's sort of just learning, like, what's an emergency, what's not an emergency, and like being a little more disciplined. So I'm hoping that I'll just get better at that in general. Having a housemate will mean I have more cash to put into those sinking funds. Yeah, so I'm hoping to just be a lot better about my sinking funds this year. Number 10 is to apply for lots of jobs. Right now my goal is to get a full-time tenure track teaching job, and there's a lot of artists and not that many jobs. So it's very competitive, but I am doing my best to be a competitive candidate, so we shall see. Let's see. Number 11 is to give 5% of my take-home income to, again, like we talked about, to things I support. And number 12 is to start setting aside 30% of all 1099 income, so all additional income that I do that's not taxed. And because even though up until now it's sort of worked out that the amount I claim for my job is enough above that it covers that kind of stuff, I'm hoping to do more of that kind of stuff in the new year. So taking 30% aside from all of that to pay taxes if need be. And then starting to take 8.9 sales tax on all sold artwork. So starting to just be a little more professional about the way that I'm sort of handling my very, very small business. Yeah, so those are my 12 goals for 2019. How about you guys? I would love to hear an accomplishment from this year and a goal for next year. So let me know what you're thinking about. All right, thanks and goodbye.